Today I'm going to review the PiGrrl from Adafruit. But first, this is how I made it. I thought making this thing was a lot of fun. It was a cool project, not too difficult. I'm a beginner, I would say, in electronics, and I've never used a Raspberry Pi before, so that was a good experience. I had a lot of issues with the buttons, and as you could see in the time lapse, I struggled positioning the circuit boards and getting the heights correctly, so I had to fiddle for hours to make that work. But yeah, I'll talk about that later when you see me playing it. It's not ideal. But it does work as advertised. I did break the screw posts, the 3D printed screw posts, a couple of times. I just glued them back on. They didn't. That might be my print settings, and this is PLA, so it's not the strongest plastic, but it works. Form factor, it's a Game Boy. It's great, actually. Feels pretty good with the hands, and that's nice. One thing I really don't appreciate, there's no speaker in it, so you have to use an external speaker, which is a hassle if you're going to take it with you, or of course headphones, but yeah. The battery, I don't know how long it lasts, but long enough. I don't use it a lot. And you charge it with a mini USB right there, or you could just power the Raspberry Pi directly with a micro USB, so you have both options that way. I've seen Adafruit does sell the charging circuit with a micro USB as well, which maybe would have been a better choice in the package. But yeah, fun project. So I'm going to try and record some gameplay, and I'll probably talk over that about how it feels to play. Let's try that. Okay, so since I don't have an external speaker present at the moment, I'm just going to put a pair of headphones on the desk, so maybe we can get some audio. Hopefully not too much, not too little. Like so. And right here you can see the boot up time for this version of the front end and stuff. Screen's pretty bright, but not too bright either. I think it's okay. And it's very sharp. Fuck. Okay, so here's the front end, which I just downloaded from Adafruit and put some NES ROMs into. And yeah, as you can see, it's extremely basic. It's just the titles. So that's I'm sure you could download your own another kind and put on here, because this front end is extremely basic, and the emulators are very basic as well. There's no save states, nothing like that. So it's not my favorite emulator. Buttons work great here, but let me load up a game and you'll see it's not as responsive as I would like. Let's just start with my favorite, which is of course Super Mario Bros. 3. I can't hear shit. It's very faint. Not the volume's way too low. I'm sure you can't hear it on the camera. Okay, but here's Mario. I do play a lot of Mario, and I've been playing Mario Maker on the Wii U lately, and this just doesn't feel very good. Especially the D-pad is way too sluggish, or I don't know what to call it. It doesn't do what I expect it to do in the time I expect it to do it, kind of. But I'm sure it's sure you can get into a habit of it, but it does not feel as good as a real Game Boy. Not that I remember the first Game Boy I had, but I'm sure it was better than this. But it does work. The screen, I do find it, as I said, it's sharp and bright, but I would like it a little bigger. It's I think it's a 2.8 inch screen, and today we're well in habit with 5-inch cell phones and stuff, so this does feel a bit small, but it does the job. Colorful and bright, so that's fine. But yeah, I'm playing really badly, I'm sorry. But that's a little my fault, not just the bad controls. Didn't even get a star. That's bad. Building was okay because of there were very good instructions on Adafruit with nice pictures and everything you needed. As for tools and stuff, you don't need much. You need a soldering iron and a 3D printer for the case, of course. But nothing too bad. If it had, my wish list for this would be bigger screen, built-in speaker, better controls, and more buttons, 4 face buttons at least. You couldn't really. You might put some buttons on the back or something, and just so you could play Super NES. That would be awesome. Okay, and to get out of the game, back to the list, you just hold start and select, and you're back. So could play some. I have too many games on here. That's also a limitation of the front end. There's no quick way to find the game. You just have to scroll. Let's do Mega Man 2. I really hope you can hear the music, because the music in this game is awesome, but I'm pretty sure you can't. I really like that intro, it's awesome. I never did play them a lot of this, but let's just try a little. I'm sure I'll die immediately. As I said, I suck. But the emulator performs well, so that's good. I could try a little. Yeah, let's do the Legend of Zelda. one of the best games of all time. This is a thing. I've played this a couple of times, and it doesn't even store my my user, so there's no way there's no way of saving at all, let alone save states. So that's a bummer. And you see there that the D-pad's not always doing what I wanted to do, which is a major bummer when you're playing these games. It's apparently dangerous to go alone, so I'll take this sword. So the sword is probably sentient, since it's dangerous to go alone, and he gives me a sword. I've never thought of a sword as a companion, but it's not out of the question that in Hyrule the swords can be sentient, as seen in the horrible Wii game, which I fail to remember the name of right now. Not Twilight Princess, but the other piece of shit. This game also has brilliant music, but unfortunately we can't hear it. I'm just powering through, see how far I can get before I die. Let's try find the boss. Oh fuck, I don't have the key. Here we go. I think the problem with the D-pad might be that there's no ball in the center on the back side, so you can press all 4 in at once. That means that I can't as easily roll it around, and sometimes it gets confused if I press 2 at once. That might be an issue. Maybe I should try swapping it out, or 3D printing a new one. Let's just go to the boss and die. Ooh, fucking hands. God damn it. I hate those hands. But that's enough, I guess. Yeah. So here you can see it close up. Probably could have screwed it better together, but as I said, the posts do break if you tighten too hard. You can plug a keyboard in here and play it with that, and that works better actually. And then you have the video out, 3.5mm jack, SD card slot where you put your games, and the power to the Pi. Yeah, and Ethernet if you want to update it or whatever. So that's it. Power switch, that's handy. And there it's off. So I guess that concludes my review of the PiGrrl. Overall I do like it, but the controls are my biggest gripe. I really need precision controls when I'm playing old school 2D Mario. But that might be my engineering skills at fault, I don't know. I do want to try and make my own portable retro gaming system at one point. Maybe in the future there will be a video about that, but that's far off, I'm guessing. So yeah, thanks for watching, see you later.